in our hands right now. And this is, the title is Resignation of Appointment as Special Prosecutor, and it's dated 17th November 2020. Now, the letter reads, this is to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated 16th November 2020, and it makes reference to this letter addressed to the President of the Republic, conveying to him your decision to resign from office as Special Prosecutor, which he has accepted. The President has taken due note of the other matters raised in your letter, and the government will issue a statement responding to them in due course. The President has directed me, that's the Chief of Staff, to ensure that all emoluments and benefits due you under law are paid you accordingly. The President thanks you for your service to the state and wishes you the best in your future endeavor. And this is signed by Honorable Akwesi Afrema Osei Opare, Chief of Staff, and it's addressed to Martin Amidu, PO Box and AN17010 Accra.
Okay.
So, Evans, this is the official acceptance of Martin Amidu's resignation from the President, signed by the Chief of Staff, Afrema Opare.
So this has two key sets of information for the purposes of those who are just joining us. So the President, one, has accepted Martin Amidu's resignation. He really didn't leave the President with much choice in terms of whether or not to accept it. He's been clear on this, and the President has duly accepted it. And secondly, the President says he has taken due notice on the matters he had raised in his resignation letter, which again we brought to our listeners last night, in which he details a litany of issues and concerns he had, for which reason he had to resign. And we're expecting a government statement shortly, and I believe, Elton, you have that. And then thirdly, the President has now directed the Chief of Staff to ensure that all emoluments and benefits due to Martin Amidu under law are paid to him accordingly. And remember that Martin Amidu had said that he and his deputy had not been paid their entitled emoluments since they were appointed. I mean, that in itself has been disputed, but the presidency says, I mean, now that he's formally resigned, everything he's entitled will be paid to him. Do we have yet, Elting, this second statement that this particular acceptance of resignation letter points to that may be coming?
Right. So the second statement that we are expecting, so the one I read to you came from the Chief of Staff, Akwesi Afrema Opare. There's also another one which is signed by the Director of Communications at the Jubilee House, Mr. Eugene Ahem. It is almost the same. So the President of the Republic has taken note of the resignation from office of the Special Prosecutor, Mr. Martin Amidu, by letter dated Monday, 16th November 2020. President Akufo-Addo has also taken due note of the other matters raised by the Special Prosecutor in his letter of resignation, and the Presidency will issue a detailed response to them shortly. The President has directed the Chief of Staff to contact Mr. Amidu to resolve all outstanding matters consequent upon his resignation. President Akufo-Addo thanks Mr. Amidu for his service to the country and wishes him well in his future endeavors. And this second letter is signed by the Director of Communications, Eugene Ahin. So, Evans, you have two letters now.
Okay.
Now, the third one, which is likely to come very soon.
So just to clarify, the first letter which you read, which is signed by the Chief of Staff, is not a public statement. That is the letter that has been written directly to Martin Amidu in response to resignation. The second one from Eugene Ahin is the press statement communicating the decision of His Excellency the President.
Exactly, Evans. And if I can go over again, this is signed by Eugene Ahin, Director of Communications. President Akufo-Addo takes note of Martin Amidu's resignation. It says the President of the Republic, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has taken note of the resignation from office of the Special Prosecutor, Mr. Martin Amidu, by letter dated Monday, 16th November 2020. President Akufo-Addo has also taken due note of the other matters raised by the Special Prosecutor in his letter of resignation, and the Presidency will issue a detailed response to them shortly. The President has also directed the Chief of Staff to contact Mr. Martin Amidu to resolve all outstanding matters consequent upon his resignation. President Akufo-Addo thanks Mr. Martin Amidu for his service to the country and wishes him well in his future endeavors. And this is signed by Eugene Ahin, Director of Communication. And in the next moments to come, we are likely to hear a detailed response and have an idea of some of the things that are likely to come up: the issue about salary, the issue about office accommodation, the issue about investigators and those who were posted to work in that office. What government has done so far since the establishment of the office up to date, steps taken by government to resolve some of the challenges Mr. Amidu had told the president directly and also communicated to the chief of staff, and that is what we are expecting in the next few moments, Evans.
Okay, great, and we'll be bringing you the latest on this. In fact, we've cited some of these documents already that we expect that will form the basis of the communications from the presidency, and Elton has touched on some of that already. Some of the documents we've cited, Elton confirmed this correspondence between Martin Amidu and the office of the president about some concerns he had, mostly relating to his salary, but also relating to his office and the structure and the functionality of the place, and the concerns about, not being able to work as he should, and the salary concerns and emoluments also. All that have been detailed in the statement that we've seen today.
Yes, Evans.
We expect details of this. You want to join us in our subsequent bulletins, also on Top Story and Newsnight, as we bring you the very latest as this story keeps unfolding. Elton, thank you very much. Joining us right now, if you haven't heard already, the president has now accepted Martin Amidu's resignation and has indicated that a further statement will come with better particulars detailing how the communication had gone and the president's position on some of the details Martin Amidu had raised. Plus, the chief of staff has been directed to pay him all his emoluments and also address all issues he had raised post his resignation.
All right. So, thank you very much for coming, Evans. I'll catch you on Newsnight.